bag. I've been playing basketball on Sunday mornings as well, so that means 2 days a week I'm out there becoming the elite hooping machine I was born to be. You might just see me walk on in the. All right, I just hit a full-blown Porky Pig right there. What I was trying to say is I might walk on in the NBA. Totally irrelevant to what we're talking about today, but you should know that I'm out there grinding
Fucking Porky Pig. Stupid.
2 days a week, pick up basketball. I'm gonna be an absolute monster. What's your excuse? Get out there, Buster. Enough lollygagging. We're here to talk about the huge Pokimane drama that everyone is discussing right now. So, for those of you that haven't been following, and I imagine a lot of you maybe haven't, though I think there's
I definitely haven't. I don't really follow much on social media at all, especially with big creators. And it's not because, like, any reason in particular, it's just I don't use social media that much. I'm not that into social media, which you'd think is weird from a creator, streamer like me, but I don't know, it doesn't appeal to me as much as it does to other people, especially getting into other people's lives. It's not something I like to do. It's their business. Like cancel culture is so fucked up. Like, and I'm not saying some of the people that have been cancelled shouldn't have been, but at the same time, there's people who shouldn't have been that have been, and it's also stupid because some people get away with it and then some people don't. And it's like, well, why? Who gives people the right to choose who to cancel and who not to? It's not. It doesn't make sense.
an equally likely chance that you have. My brain is scrambled. What happened? I left my I left my frontal lobe out on the court today. All right, post lobotomy Charlie, gonna try and lock it in here. Pokimane started a snack company called Myna. It's focused on selling healthy cookies right now with her midnight minis. And immediately it fell into controversy because the price point is very high for some cookies. $28 for 4 packs of cookies, which comes out to about $7 per bag. There's also a lot more moving parts to this drama because a lot of people started to recognize the similarities between Myna's Midnight Minis and Totesi's Midnight Cookies as well. The ingredients on both of these are pretty much the same, except Myna has some added vitamin D. It's extraordinarily similar. Even just giving it the old eyeball test, it looks like the same product. So a lot of people.
See, that's the thing with business, though. That's kind of what a lot of businesses do. Like most, if you go into a supermarket, this is how it is for the UK anyway. If you go into a supermarket and you have like the as their own brand, you know, I don't know, beans, and then right next to it you've got Heinz beans. They were both made in the same factory. They're both the same product, just with different packaging. So it kind of happens a lot. And here, yeah, you've got two similar products, and you know, one of them obviously copied the other, but you've at least changed it a little bit and added some vitamin D, and then it becomes its own product. Just change the packaging, you know, and especially with Pokemon having like the mass amount of followers that she does, she's obviously she's going to put that price up. People are going to buy it anyway, just like with Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast bars, you know, they're quite high. When the Beast Burger came out, that was expensive because people are going to buy it anyway.
People were saying this is a white labeled thing, which is pretty normal in the influencer space, but she's selling her cookies for much more than the Tootsie Midnight cookies. So I'm not here to just really dive into the nitty gritty on the cookie drama itself. There is so much information on it. She's also come out to try and explain that her Midnight Minis are a refined version of those Tootsie Midnight cookies. Like hers are like improved, which is why they're more expensive and this and that. That's not really what I'm here to dive
Well, that just proves my point. She obviously, like she said, she copied them and improved them. It's now a new product. You can't really like that is like saying, you know, going to the supermarket. Oh, these Asda beans look exactly the same as these Heinz beans. I think Asda copied them. It's like, well, it's the same product. Like at the end of the day, they're still cookies. You know, if you go to the shop and you want some cookies, just go and buy the cheap one. It's not that deep.
into and get into the weeds of. She recently went on stream today and I think did the worst possible maneuver you could ever do when trying to sell something to your audience.
When people are like, oh my god, $28 for cookies? It's 4 bags. That's $7 a bag. I know math is hard when you're an idiot, but like, if you're a broke boy, just say so. Anyways.
Matt was actually the one that sent me this clip today, and I just assumed.
Okay, well, it's either she did that just so this clip would get shared around for that reason, or she was genuinely being serious. But like, either way, when you have a high price point, you expect the people who are buying them are more better off in life. So I don't see the problem here. She's just doing general marketing. A lot of people do it.
This had to be some kind of bad joke she tried to tell, but watching the clip, it seems like she's legitimately upset and actually just calling people that don't want to pay for it or can't afford it broke. That's an elite gamer move that I had to take a step back to process that she would just say that publicly. I was so dumbfounded upon hearing that I actually went back to her stream VOD where this happened to try and locate this moment to see what happened next. Because this is only 20 seconds. I thought there was a chance that right after it she's like, no, just kidding, I'm pulling your leg, hardy har har, just a joke. She doesn't do that.
Like, if you're a broke boy, just say so. Anyways, moving on. Moving on.
Yeah, but she laughed. That to me, that laugh was kind of like haha, funny joke. You know, it's not. I don't get it. See, this is what I mean. People read into this shit too much. It's not this deep, you know. You just said something, you know. People, like, at the end of the day, you're a human being. You can't like think every single second what she's gonna say. Especially on a stream that's like 4 hours long. You get tired and you just say things. And especially when she's got as many viewers as she has. She's constantly reading chat. There's new things coming in. People hate comments, and then good comments, and then you get a bit, back and forth. And it's like there's not. She just said. She just said it. There's no people. I just feel like people are reading into it too much. You know, people read into a lot of things too much. At the end of the day, sometimes it's just what it is on the surface. It's a joke.
If you want to pay $8 for Twitter Blue for some pixels, that's okay. That's fine. You spend your money how you want. I'll spend mine how I want. And everyone else will spend theirs how they want. That's the beauty of having money. She is.
That seems to be where the topic died, at least from what I've skimmed through here. So it doesn't really seem like she was doing this as some kind of, like, side-splitting comedy bit about, like, broke boy, haha, just kidding, I actually love my fans. She does giggle about it afterwards, but it feels more, like, condescending. And then she just says, moving on, like, it's just a really shitty thing to say. And then she does what a lot of other people do, which I find really weird, which is mentioning Twitter Blue for some reason. Like, Twitter Blue offers this dog shit service for $8, you spend your money on some pixels, whatever. You spend your money how you want, and I'll spend my money how I want. Well, yeah, nobody's forced to purchase your product or anything, but they were having a legitimate discussion on the price just being a little out of their comfort zone for what they'd want to spend on it. Like, it's a discussion her own community was having.
Okay, so I see two sides of this now. So, if our community is talking about this price and they think it's too high, being a good, business person and a good kind of influencer, you'd go, oh, okay, let's take this feedback and let's put the price down a little bit. Because you definitely can, especially since it's the same product as before, and, it's way more expensive. So she could definitely put the price down. But also on the other hand, she could just be doing it for the views, to get people to see the product. Because I actually didn't know about the product at all until this came around. I knew about it. I knew she had the cookie thing because I'd seen that clip a while ago. That's like all I'd seen. So yeah, I mean, it's doing what she wanted it to do. So I don't. At the end of the day, some people just can't see when something's done on purpose and when it's not. I mean, sometimes it's hard to see. Sometimes you can't tell.
And then she just, out of nowhere, out of left field, is like, if you're broke, just say so. It's like, what the fuck? I have no doubt her manager and her whole team saw this clip and just together took off their hat, stood up, hands on their hips, and they're like, you know what? It was a good try. Hey, we gave it our best whirl. Like, they had to have seen this, and then immediately, like, the office went up in flames. I don't know what would possess her to say something so rude and nasty to the audience she is trying to sell this product to directly shame the consumer that you want to buy into your product is a galaxy brain tactic.
A lot of people do it though. Like, a lot of people do it. Especially on Twitch. There was that one streamer that the clip was going around for ages, it got really popular. That streamer that was like, why can't you subscribe? It's just $5, you know? And she was really like, she seems to be getting really mad that someone can afford, you know, $5 to subscribe to a Twitch stream. And in the end, that ended up with loads more people seeing her channel and loads more people going to the channel. It's the same thing here.
A strategy that I'm not sure the success rate of. Like, $28, no matter how you spin this, is a lot for some fucking cookies. And I think the way she keeps trying to break it down and rationalize it is pretty disingenuous. It's $7 a bag, and that's still expensive, but then you also have to factor in that the bags aren't even big to begin with. It's 4 ounces per bag. 4 ounces.
I agree that, you know, the cookies are expensive, but looking at it from a business point of view instead of a consumer point of view, you're seeing it as, you know, here's the thing, I'm not sure if they've kind of just come out, but, you know, it must have been a little bit, but think about it from a business point of view. When you release a new product, it's because inevitably you want to make money on it. So think about it like this, especially with someone like Pokimane, who, you know, is an influencer. You can put your price up really high to start with. You know, promote it loads on your channel, get people to buy it, get as many sales as you can out at this higher price. And then when people start complaining, you put the price down a little bit, and then more people are going to buy it again and again. So at the end of the day, you've made more money all around because you have the price up high to start with, which means making more money, and you take it down. So maybe it's something like that.
Of cookies for $7 is still a lot, especially when you compare it to the product that they're basing it off of and supposedly approved upon, the Tootsie Midnight Cookies. Those were $10 a bag for 14 ounces. So even though the Tootsie Midnight Cookies were $3 more per bag, they offered you 10 ounces more of product. And they were sold in Costco. A lot of people really enjoyed them, but most people didn't like the price. That was a pain point of that. $10 for a bag of cookies is a lot. So $7 for a smaller bag of cookies, significantly smaller, is a lot too. Like, it doesn't matter how you boil down this math. All roads lead to this being an expensive product. That's the brass tacks of it. That is the hard pill to swallow. There's really no way of spinning this where $28 for a 4-pack of these cookies isn't expensive. It is. And to try and call people broke for not buying it or not being able to afford it is really some out-of-touch shit. And the really foul part about all of this that my little noodle will never be able to wrap itself around is a streamer calling their audience broke or poor. Bub, your wealth was built on their backs. Them watching you supplied you with money through the ads that get played to them. Them directly donating to you took their money and gave it to you. If they weren't watching you, you would be getting no sponsors, which make up a lot of streamers' income. You need them, and you are dropping trouser and shitting in their mouth right now by just insulting them over them having legitimate criticisms over the price point of the product. It makes no sense. Your wealth was accumulated.
Yeah, I mean, this is true, but it also goes back to what I said earlier, like, maybe she's just doing it on purpose for more clout, you know?
Because of these people you're now calling broke and poor. It is incomprehensible to me. You were made from these people that you are now shaming. It's so weird and so fucked up. Now, again, $28 for a 4-pack of cookies is a hard bargain. This is already priced out a normal consumer. This is purely for your fans that want to support you. So they are the only ones that will likely be buying this. $28 is not going to be like mass adopted by just normal snack shoppers and enthusiasts that want a good healthy snack, I don't think. It is a lot, even compared to other healthy alternatives. Because I do get healthy snacks. I know what a lot of these prices are. This is still an expensive product. I wouldn't be paying $28 for a 4-pack of cookies unless that came with 5 strippers and legitimately every vitamin and nutrient my body could ever need, and then guarantee that I'd get 3 inches taller by the time I finish the 4 bags. Now, that's not saying that the quality of the cookies is bad or something. Like, they look good. They might be extraordinary. I probably would enjoy them. They're probably pretty tasty. But they are an expensive product that I probably wouldn't pay for. This is definitely something that is 100% geared and marketed towards her audience of fans that want to support her, and now she is publicly shaming a big chunk of them, I imagine, who don't want to spend $28 on some cookies. Like, it's a very fair thing for people to talk about. Like, hey, Pokimane, this is kind of a lot for the cookies. And for her to go on stream and boil it down to people being idiots who can't do math or a broke boy is just...
I mean, it's true. But, again, like I said, probably for clout. I mean, I don't watch her very much. So I don't actually know kind of her personality and whatever. When I say I don't watch her very much, I mean I don't watch her at all. So maybe there's a lot to look into, but at the same time you don't want to look too deep because it could just be a joke. It could just be just a plain old joke, and the prices are going to come down eventually. And that's just the end of it, you know. It, I don't feel like it needs a big internet drama just because she's got some overpriced cookies. It just seems like a bit of wasted time, effort.
It's so mean and just bad. Like, not only just from like a personality perspective to say some shit like that and shame people that support you, but it's also just bad from a business perspective because this is all sold off of your reputation and people wanting to support you, and now you've done a huge disservice to that here. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. And it's something that 3 years ago she criticized another streamer for. Like, it seems like she recognizes that insulting your audience for their financial situation is a horrible thing to do. Because 3 years ago she made these tweets in response to someone who was like shaming their audience over like not donating $5 or subbing for $5. I saw people passing around these tweet links in response to someone who was like shaming their audience over like not donating $5 or subbing for $5.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure she's talking about that clip I was on about earlier. But yeah, it probably is, like I said, just to get people in. I'm pretty sure it turned out that was kind of her personality. Turned out that she was just doing it for clout. Probably still does it now, you know. People do end up subbing off of it. So you know, if it works, it works. Don't stop.
I saw people passing around these tweet links, and like, she clearly was able to recognize then, like, hey, a lot of people that watch you might not be in the best financial situation, but that doesn't mean you need to be, you know, nasty to them about it or make them feel bad about it or try and shame them or insult them. But then 3 years later, she just did. I don't know how this is going to play out for the future of her new snack company. It's definitely not a great start, not really hitting the ground running. A bit of a stumble here, I would say. But I guess who really knows? Maybe her audience responds really positively to this kind of thing. I'm not certain. Personally, I feel it's a terrible look. I've never really respected when people try and look down on others who have less money than them or insult them for, you know, not being as wealthy as they are. I think that is just absolute trash behavior. So this was a pretty surprising clip to see floated around today.
that's kind of the end of that video. As an overall, like tip off, I think it's just a bit over the top. At the end of the day, it's just my overpriced cookies, and it just so happens that it's an influencer that's selling them. She made a joke about the price of them. You know, I don't feel like it warrants all this internet drama. She doesn't deserve to be cancelled over it. It's something stupid to be cancelled over, and that's pretty much the whole of it. If you did enjoy this video, go down to the description, go and join the Discord, because we're trying to become the fastest growing community on both Twitch and Discord. And at the same point way down there, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, put that notification bell on, because I will be posting more videos like this. This is a bit of a different video to what I usually do. It's a bit slower paced. So tell me in the comments if you enjoy this type of video, if you want me to kind of make it more speedy, or take a different approach to my reaction videos, or just don't do them all. Just let me know in the description. So tell me in the comments if you enjoy this type of video, if you want me to kind of make it more speedy, or take a different approach to my reaction videos, or just don't do them all. Just let me know in the description. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.